Ooh, man. So, guys, get prepared for this. I have to do this because remember what I was trying to tell you. Now, somebody, because of the things that happen, come out and speak. And I tell you, they keep them hush mouth and they do PR training so they don't. So, if you guys are not ready to handle this, you don't have to continue watching. I don't want to have to do this, but I have to show you uh, and continue to show you that if you keep on watching me, you know what I say is true. Remember what I told you about Game Pass? And a lot of people were attacking me over it. And once again, they were proven wrong. We ready? Like, comment, subscribe. Are we ready, guys? Remember what I said. Game Pass is unsustainable and damaging, says Arkane's founder. Don't jump the gun. Listen to me real quick. Like I said, this doesn't mean that you can't stop enjoying Game Pass. Continue to get on it. Eat it all up. Lick the plate when you're done. Sitting there waiting. Hey, I'll lick my plate too. You know what I mean? But the truth is, though, outside of that benefit, as I've been trying to tell people, now you see, I've been telling you the truth. I wouldn't come here to ever hate on the Xbox brand. I'm just stomping Microsoft. That's different. That's a corporation, not the gaming aspect. Larian Studios, Larian, Baldur's Gate agrees. That's why he ain't never put it on there. The economics never made sense. Guys, this video, we're going to have to do a lot here, okay? I'm going to have to actually do something that is very important here. That I want you guys to be patient on. Remember when I told you what he said when he said something? It was when he had a meeting here with people for 2 hours. He was telling Microsoft something about the Game Pass model with Activision, how it's insane and it doesn't make any sense. So if you guys ever want to check that out, I'll probably add that in a little bit later. Go ahead and do that. But let's get back over here. If that's the case, we have to conclude that all subscription services do the same thing. No. The reason why is because Sony's not investing that much money like that. And they're not putting and monopolizing studios and telling them that their first game, day one, has to be dumped on a subscription service. What that does is that kills your market when you do that. And then they interject policies into them and just do all these things to where it's like, it doesn't make them better developers. It doesn't. And you're telling them no matter what, here's a check. It's a soulless route. I'm going to pay for that. Just put it on my service, please. Instead of them realizing that we got to work to do this, we got to work as a team every day. We need this budget. When we get on the market, we're going to hit that 1 million as a team. Everybody's high-fiving each other. If they do that, then they're successful. Like, you're better like that. You know what I mean? Because you feel like you're working towards something. With the something, it kind of just tears all that down, and it's not the same energy. Definitely when you feel like you're about to be laid off too, it just does not feel good. So we're going to get into a lot of things here, but this right here says a lot. So let's get ready to go to the article. Arkane Studios founder brands Game Pass as sustainable and damaging. It's no big secret that not everyone agrees with the Game Pass operating model. I don't agree with it in a sense of trying to go around and be bigger than it is outside of the Xbox ecosystem. Microsoft can do that because they have a bunch of money. But I've already explained to people, and I'm going to tell you again why it will lead to negativity and why it's not good. But it's only good as a benefit for us. Hey, man, just saying, it's still nice. Historically, the service has come under fire for not doing as much for developers, as I've told people. They never wanted to listen to me, though, especially smaller ones, than everyone might at first assume. One prolific personality recently took to social media to point out how the Game Pass service isn't it's all cracked up to be. No, it isn't. And like I said, they have to grab so much corpo funds to pay those people so that they can make up for the sales by killing the market on Xbox. And they're going to have to make up for that some way. And Satya's sitting there in the back, and he's like, you're going to have to find out a way to make up for that then. I'm telling you, that's how it works. Enter Rafael Colantonio, founder of Arkane Studios and creative director of most of the studio's games, such as Dishonored and Prey. He doesn't like Game Pass, and he's not alone. Well, no real talented developer will. That doesn't make any sense to me, because all you're going to do is can everything. Reality has to hit. In a post on social media, Rafael Calantonio suddenly asked why nobody is talking about the elephant in the room, presumably in the wake of the recent Microsoft layoffs that heavily impacted Xbox and many associated studios. The elephant in this case is Game Pass, and when someone asked him for a perspective, this is what he said. I think Game Pass is an unsustainable model that has been increasingly damaging the industry for a decade, subsidized by Microsoft's infinite money, like I've been telling people, but at some point, reality has to hit. I don't think Game Pass can coexist with other models. They'll either kill everyone else or give up. Boom! And I like the service, but this is the truth. And what I tell you, you better face that damn truth. Well, don't make me pull up that Jack Nicholson video where he yells saying, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. Yeah, but listen to me, guys. Let me help you out. So in the Xbox One era, all right, this is just the truth. This is not beating down anything. Beating down is different. It's just talking smack to try to beat it down. AGN spits facts and speaks the truth. Then he gets upset too at corporations. What's wrong with that? Okay. I'll put that in a bio as like some Borderlands motto. If you introduce my character, go ahead. I'm being a little bit more humorous with y'all. I'm going to start doing that more. All right. So after Microsoft shot themselves in the foot at the beginning of E3, everybody remembers that, and gave Sony like 15% of their base instantly, just right there. Maybe a little bit more. But then they did the DRM, and then you saw Halo come, Gears 4, and you thought that, you know, maybe something better was going to happen, right? They cut off more Japanese support. They tried to westernize things. They brought in this Connect, this TV model. It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, just when you just realize, whoever is thinking of this is where I said, you are a moron, who's ever doing this. After this point, I think that Microsoft may be going downhill big time. And I was right, but I didn't want to give up on them. Because I had a lot of good memories of the 360. And you guys saw my gamer score and all the stuff I told you about. You know what I mean? I don't make up stuff when I said I was number 1 in the world in Gears 2, top 100 always in Gears 1, did so many shotgun battles, 1v1s, it's not even crazy. You know, I mean, it's freaking crazy. Just so much time spent in that game. But in the Xbox One era, we see that just wasn't working. If they were so creative, they would have had a lot more IPs to realize we need to expand past that. And then it just kept on narrowing down. And then they were just looking around. They were getting left behind in the race. I was like, are y'all literally this like uncreative? Get more creative. You saw it just wasn't happening. So what did they do next? They introduced Game Pass. The moment they did that, that means that not only were you going to ignore physical copies, physical preservation, because they've been trying to push digital even at that time, but you're going to train your audience to want to be able to wait on something to come on a service like Netflix and ignore Blu-rays and everything else. This is the idea that they thought that it was going to happen. And it was a good idea. I wasn't against the idea. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with trying that. So years had passed on the Xbox base. And then they realized that it's not sustainable. So they had to put it on PC, remember? That's when you started to realize. But they were already killing their market at that time. Sales were tanking, then they started hiding everything. Nintendo started showing up too eventually with the Switch after the Wii U. And then we realized, well, yeah, Microsoft, this isn't working. So they tried the Game Pass thing on PC. Then here came the monopoly, right? Because Game Pass has now killed the market. Nothing's not sustainable. Now they have to get more corporations. But they grabbed all of them, right? And everybody thought that was going to do something with Activision. But what did that do? Bro, Game Pass barely got boosted and it went flat. And the reason why, same thing with everything else with Bethesda, is because most people that get Call of Duty would want to buy it and own it. You don't want to sit there paying idle fees on Game Pass. And the people that did that spike were those who just were already on Game Pass, that were more active, and for people who just did that little 1 month real quick just to get it. And then it just fell flat again. And they did all that for that. No matter what they did, no growth was ever happening. Studios were getting closed down. They got rid of Hi-Fi, but they showed they can make a really good game. Then you see that article, it wasn't because of talent or anything. Then you find out it's all because of AI. Everything you see this company doing, all the lies they were telling you too, nothing is working. They haven't shown you that they can grow. So Game Pass is unsustainable. It's a sinkhole. They spent all that money to dump onto it. They're paying so many people to put their games on Game Pass because they can't sell because they killed their market with Game Pass. But Game Pass is not working either. So now they have to go third party and put these games all over the place. You see what I mean? Microsoft is a mess, realistically. What they're doing with the Xbox brand. It's a fucking mess. Everything they do is a sinkhole. And they kill off everything. And if they don't kill off everything, he's right. Give up. Shut it down. It didn't sell what they wanted. But Hi-Fi Dollar was an amazing game. Good meta, everything. It's not a matter of talent, right? Shut it down. Perfect Dark, shut it down. Everout, shut it down. See, they give up. They're incapable of neutering and making anything grow. This is something that the Xbox community, as man, you guys have to accept and face. It won't change your experiences after this video. But you'll just realize and know the truth about Microsoft. That you really can't trust them. See, look, it's a sincere look I'm giving you. No blinking, none of that. Yeah, we're sincere over here. You see that. You can blink, you know what I mean? Sometimes the light is too bright in your eyes. But guys, seriously though, just kill everyone else and give up. And then you dumped off all those employees when you could have just left them alone as a company to be a massive third-party giant like they were, selling well. When you grabbed them, their sales tanked. Now they're selling less. And you tanked your market on Game Pass for Game Pass. And then Game Pass is not getting them the money they have either. But they're stuck with you. How are they good for the gaming industry then? Guys, the truth is that they're not. So I gave you that story to give you the idea of what I see. And I had to rip down the curtain and just give you the raw truth. I didn't come in here and beat down everything and all that. No. I'm telling you the damn truth. Even somebody that works for them is coming out telling you this because he's telling the truth now. There comes a point in life where you have to do this. You know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, that's enough. I had enough of your stuff now. I've been trying to positively represent you for 8 months and you just come and keep on doing this. Man, bro, no. All right, truth time. You know what I mean? An hour later, his analytical perspective was joined by Michael Dowse, Larian Studios, Baldur's Gate 3, Game of the Year. What happens when all of that money runs out is the most vocal concern in my network. That's what I'm saying. It's not a reality. It's a hack that they're doing. It's the devil feed. You know what I mean? And one of the main economic reasons people I know haven't shifted to its business model. The infinite money thing never made any sense because it's not real. It's insane hacks to hide insane failure. You got dominated by the Japanese, man. You lost. We keep it real over here. Right? Because I feel like sometimes y'all can be a little bit shoddy about that, where it's like, man, give that race credit. You know what I mean? Because they did the same thing you did with less and they beat you. You know what I mean? And yeah, okay, I understand some of this cannot be human sometimes. Hey, of course it isn't. I already know that. But still, look, the point is, give them credit because you all are in this game and you're all competing. You know what I mean? Nintendo won. Oh, yeah. And then Sony won and their way too. PC is winning in their certain ways too. And everything comes out of that with Nintendo first winning in the 80s. And then everything else coming out of that, all the doors that they opened to get all this coming out. We have to see all this together. The way I work is I like to keep that old school spirit in me as well, because I go all the way back to that ancient time. And what I mean by that is that you respect the masters. Today, these people are very disrespectful. It's like people that try to disrespect Bruce Lee. I'm like, you have MMA because of him. What are you doing, man? Learn how to show disrespect, not disrespect. Learn how to show respect to the ancestry. He opened all those doors for you. You show respect to the roots. With no roots, no nothing. What are the roots of these things? You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. The roots of gaming are Nintendo. That's what I'm saying. You always have to have that respect. And it helps you have a better perspective, too, on things. To see how things are. And then you just realize, yeah, you know what I mean? Now I see why you are, for gaming, why you would like them. You know what I mean? And then now I see why you hate and don't like Microsoft. Yeah, you're right. Exactly. And just everybody else is like that too. And I can even see why they would even choose PlayStation, because that's more game oriented. Because the Microsoft Corporation is just the worst. I didn't say Xbox. Because I like the Xbox community. I still like the Xbox players. You know what I mean? I still have my Xbox memories that I'm not going to just destroy because Microsoft wants to destroy them. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys can understand that. You know what I mean? That's something to take very serious. Like, the company doesn't even care about your memories. They don't. They'll even shit on that just to even push their fucking AI. I'm sorry, but you can't tell me I'm wrong here. I did nothing to the Xbox community in this video either. So this is all about what Microsoft is doing and me calling them out. And you guys have to really just listen to what I'm saying because it makes sense and what I said about Game Pass. So that doesn't mean that if you got on Game Pass right after this, what I said is going to ruin your experience. I'm not telling you to go unsub, though I know that's the thing that people are doing right now. If that's what you want to do, go ahead. I still will sub for when I need it, just because it saves me money and it's good. You know what I mean? So, like I said, the benefit to me, I'll take the serpent's benefit, but I'll be aware. Uh, but anyways, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. There's another video that Destin did that I have to reply to, why you can't trust Microsoft or why you shouldn't. Remember, guys, this is all about Microsoft, not Xbox. So Xbox is still cool and it still has a future. So hang in there, y'all. All right, peace out. Have a great day. Later.